If you need just one video to give you the 3 most important tips to pass your bike circuit exam, this is it. But before we start, let's talk quickly about who this video is for. You might have just failed your circuit test for the 3rd time and you're about to give up. Well, don't, because here are 3 tips to really help you in your next attempt. Or maybe you're taking your bike test for the first time. If you're watching this, you search for this video, you're probably nervous as hell or really stressed out. I know exactly how you feel. Well, you're in the right place. Or it could be just like me, you're converting your license in a new country. Like when I came to Japan, I had to actually do the circuit test as well. And the last time you rode, let's say 1 year ago, you've not touched the bike for 1 year, and you'd be surprised how much of the fundamental skills of bike control that you can actually forget. So even myself, after riding for 2 years in Singapore, when I took the bike license conversion exam here, I still failed twice. So here's what you need to do, guys. Number 1, guys, you want to use your rear brake, because that really allows you to fine-tune your speed, especially at low speeds. I think the appropriate term is feathering. Basically what you're doing is applying a light, gentle pressure. And this is very important, guys. You want to do all this while you are accelerating. That's right, while you are actually accelerating, because what happens when you stop accelerating at slow speeds? Basically, you risk stalling the bike, right? Some people say, what about clutch play? Yes, clutch play allows you to slow down your bike for sure, but if you're not hitting that rear brake, you're basically still free gliding, and that's not really ideal in terms of having good control over your bike. So accelerator on and use the rear brake to keep moving slowly. So this pull and push combination of accelerating and the rear braking basically gives you the ultimate control at low speeds. When is the rear braking or the feathering effect the most helpful when it comes to the circuit test? I would say particularly on the narrow plank, aka the balance beam, on the figure 8, on the slalom, which is weaving in and out of the pylons, and as well as the L crank course. So it's almost like across all the obstacles in the circuit test. Okay, number 2, gripping the tank. The goal is basically to become one with the bike. What that means is basically maximizing the point of contact you have with the bike. The easiest way to do this is to grip the bike with your knees, gripping the tank, the fuel tank with your knees. This means that your thighs will be in full contact with the bike's body, and that immediately increases the amount of control you have. So the bike's not going to wobble, it's not going to tilt unless you want it to tilt, because now you have better control. I had a friend once share his interesting experience in a bike lesson where the instructor actually placed 2 pieces of leaves, one on each of his knees, between his knees and the fuel tank, and the goal was to keep it there. So that kind of reinforces the habit of gripping the tank with your knees. Again, you'll benefit from this across the entire circuit when you're doing the test, but I would say particularly on the narrow plank, aka the balance beam, because that's when you really can't afford to let the bike wobble. Trust me, guys, the difference is insane. Just grip the tank and you'll be surprised at how much difference it makes. The 3rd and last one is basically don't look down. There's something seriously strange with this one when it comes to riding. Here's the thing, if you look at something on the road, chances of you riding into it is very, very high. Basically, what you choose to look at is where your bike will be heading towards, and that's not something you want. It's going to cost you big time. So instead of looking at the the 90-degree corner at the L crank right in front of you, what you want to look at is further away, not down at the corner. You want to look further away at the next portion of the route. Likewise, if you are on a narrow plank, you don't want to look down on the plank itself. That's where you start to lose balance. You want to look far ahead, find a tree, lamppost or something at the end of the horizon. Just focus on that. No matter what, just don't look down. Same for the figure 8. Once you look down, you'll probably hit the curb or get into the grass in no time. Same thing for the pylons on the slalom course. You'll be hitting the pylons down if you look at them. So what you want to do is look at the end of the course, at the exit. Somehow you'll magically weave in and out just fine. I think it's something to do with, looking strangely when you look ahead, your body just goes into this auto balance, auto pilot mode. I guess it's one of those, if you focus on the problem, you won't really arrive at the solution kind of thing. So what you want to do is focus on the next portion of the route, look further ahead, not immediately down where the problem is. Look at the exit point of all the obstacles on the circuit instead. That's your goal. Focus on the goal. Just don't look down no matter what. So there are of course other basics like always checking your blind spots, but having passed your lessons, I believe that's something your instructor has already covered, so just remember to do that. I think these three things are harder to remember, you need to like really embed it into your subconscious when it comes to tackling the circuit. And you know what, you might just ride perfectly fine in the real world without these three skills. But if you do actually develop them as a habit, I believe you'll be riding way more confidently because you'll drastically improve your handling of your bike. And best of all, it'll actually help you avoid a lot of sticky situations in real life. So there you have it, just remember to use your rear brake, grip the fuel tank with your knees, and no matter what, just don't look down. Good luck on your next circuit test, and let me know if this has actually helped you pass your test and get your license. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you want to say thank you. It takes less than 2 seconds to do that, but it really goes a long way for me. So please help me like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. Thanks guys, and remember, most importantly, ride safe. I'll see you in the next one.